Broadcasting live from the Albay PIO News Center, providing you the most exclusive news update from all over the province. This is News at 12. News at 12.
For the local scene, DND Chief to join unveiling of memorial bust honoring late Albay lawmaker. Gilberto Jodoro Jr., Secretary of the Department of National Defense, will serve as a guest of honor during the unveiling of the memorial bust of the late Carlos R. Imperial on July 13 at Bicol University, in time for the former lawmaker's birth anniversary. The memorial honors Imperial's lasting contributions to education, public service, and the development of the Bicol region, including his role as one of the founding authors of Bicol University. Earlier, the Provincial Tourism, Culture and Arts PTCAO convened a coordination meeting at Albay Capital on June 24 to finalize preparations for the unveiling ceremony. The event is expected to gather members of the Imperial family, former colleagues in public service, officials of the provincial government of Albay, representative of Bicol University, and other invited guests to commemorate the life and legacy of one of Albay's distinguished statesmen. Moreover, Albay Child Development Workers Teachers Code reaches final reading. The proposed comprehensive code for child development workers and child development teachers in Albay has reached its third and final reading before the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. Authored by 1st District Board Member Attorney John Gio Bongao, the ordinance seeks to establish a unified policy framework recognizing child development workers and child development teachers as essential frontliners in early childhood care and development. The measure aims to strengthen the welfare, rights, and professional development of early childhood educators across the province. Under the proposed code, standards will be institutionalized on employment, accreditation, career progression, compensation, benefits, and protection for personnel serving in public child development and daycare centers throughout the Albay. The ordinance also supports the gradual creation of plantilla positions and prescribes minimum salary grades in line with national guidelines. To enhance professional competence, the measure mandates continuing education, competency assessment, certification, reskilling, upskilling, and bridging programs and coordination with the Early Childhood Care and Development Council, TESDA, and CHED. Qualified plantilla and honorarium-based child development workers and child development teachers will also be entitled to quarterly cash incentives amounting to 4,500 pesos, separate from their salaries and other benefits. Additional provisions include medical and dental checkups, group insurance coverage, free legal assistance, and support for enrollment in PhilHealth, the Social Security System, and the Pag-ibig Fund. The proposed ordinance likewise guarantees security on tenure, due process, and protection against arbitrary or politically motivated removal. Meanwhile, Albay Sangguniang backs Libon's new student internship program. The Committee on Education of the Albay Sangguniang Panlalawigan has recommended the approval of a municipal ordinance establishing a structured student internship program in the municipality of Libon. During the 48th regular session of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, the committee presented its review of Municipal Ordinance Number 2026-026 entitled An Ordinance Establishing an Integrated Student Internship System in the Office of the Municipal Government of Libon. Committee Chairperson Juan Miguel Ricardo Salceda said the ordinance underwent a thorough evaluation and was found to be legally sound. The committee noted that the measure was enacted within the authority of the local government and is consistent with existing national laws. policies and regulations. The committee subsequently endorsed the passage of a provincial resolution declaring the ordinance valid and operative. The measure is expected to provide students with valuable hands-on training opportunities and practical experience in public service and local governance. In the national scene, Malacanang said Vice President Sara Duterte should personally answer the allegations against her, saying the public wants direct responses rather than legal arguments. Palace Press Officer Claire Castro said Duterte did not directly address the accusation during her brief appearance on the second day of her impeachment trial. Castro also defended the legality of the impeachment proceedings, saying constitutional experts believe the current process and consistent with the Constitution. The Senate continues to hear the impeachment case against Duterte, who faces allegations including graft, bribery, betrayal of public trust, and the alleged misuse of confidential funds. Meanwhile, Super Typhoon Inday has slightly intensified with maximum sustained winds of 195 kilometers per hour as it continues to move west-northwest over the Philippine Sea. Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration said the storm remains far from land but is enhancing the southwest monsoon, bringing heavy rains to some areas, including Sultan Kudarat, Sarangani, and Batanes. Wind signal number 1 remains in effect over several northern Luzon areas, while strong winds and rough seas are expected in parts of Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Pag-asa said Inday may weaken into a typhoon by Friday, but it will continue to strengthen the southwest monsoon and bring rainfall to affected areas. In another story, President Ferdinand Marcos has led the nationwide launch of the expanded school-based feeding program to help ensure that the public school children receive nutritious meals. Marcos said the program aims to remove hunger as a barrier to learning, with all kindergarten and grade 1 learners now set to receive free meals in school. The program will also continue to provide hot meals, nutritious food, and milk to eligible learners and higher grade levels who are undernourished. The Department of Education said the expanded program will help reduce malnutrition, improve student learning, and support local farmers by prioritizing locally produced food. For the news outside the country, the United States has launched military strikes against Iran after alleged attacks on 3 commercial ships passing through the Strait of Hormuz. The U.S. Central Command said the strikes were carried out in response to what is described as Iran's violations of the ceasefire and attacks on civilian vessels. Iranian state media reported several explosions in the southern part of the country, including the port city of Bandar Abbas. Authorities said no casualties or major damage had been reported as of Wednesday, while the situation continues to develop. Meanwhile, Ireland has approved a bill banning the import of goods from Israeli settlements in the occupied Palestinian territories, making it one of Europe's strongest trade measures on the issue. The proposed law covers goods from settlements outside Israel's internationally recognized borders and was based on a 2024 opinion of the International Court of Justice that described the occupation as illegal under international law. The bill now awaits final approval in Ireland's upper house, while some lawmakers continue to push for a wider ban that would also cover trade and services. In a related update to our country, the Philippines has called for the faster implementation of the Global Fund for responding to loss and damage as it hosts the fund's board meeting from Wednesday to Friday. Environment Secretary Juan Miguel Cuna said the fund should provide timely financial support to developing countries already suffering from the effects of climate change. The board is also set to review the first batch of climate funding proposal, including the Philippines Alon project. Officials said the fund will help vulnerable countries recover from climate-related losses through grant-based assistance for livelihoods, ecosystem restoration. That ends our news break for today, July 9, 2026. We'll be back tomorrow for more news updates. Thanks to our newsbreak writers Elder Lorejo and Ian Buetre. And on the technical side, we have Richard Bobes. To our Provincial Information Office OIC Marty Gonzalez, under the supervision of our Governor Noel E. Rosal. This has been your anchor, Anessa P. Babb. Thank you for subscribing. Broadcasting live from the Albay PIO News Center, providing you the most exclusive news updates from all over the province. And this is the noon news break, Albay in my heart.